And my brothers, Amatla, it's a welcome back from us here at VMC to you, wherever you are listening to. Please stay tuned to VMC Planet Radio. And if you just joined the show today, we have a Woman Crush Wednesday, which we did a first hour, which we had a mini Dlamini. And now, as I promised, by the hour 11, the second hour of the show, we'll have our guest here in studio. Well, she's amazing and here. And thank you for tuning in. We gave you a song by a double player by Big Zulu featuring MT Abazazi Bafunani, and also Fetch Your Life by Prince KB featuring Msaki at the remix song. Hope you enjoy the song. And now, as I promised, we're going to have our guest. She's here on studio
with us in the flesh. We don't have it nonetheless. And you know what? As you know, breezers are good breezers out there. You know, we always have the best.
We always bring the best. We make sure.
The best. We make sure. So we have our guest today. And then, and if you tuned into our show, as Nolovo is saying, that on the first hour we had Women Crush. You know, we are into empowering women on Wednesdays. So today we brought you a guest who's going to empower you educationally. You always empowered financially, relationships and everything. And we forgot one thing.
No, we don't forget. That's because we preserved the space for hair. Yeah, but
no, just for a special day for hair.
Yeah,
so you know what? As we all learn every day, and I hope good breezers, Basa Cape Town, you are ready to learn more about this guest today, and she's ready, man. She's all beautiful, you know, all waiting, you know, for you to give you everything. And then this guest, she's not just a guest, but she's a lecturer and a psychologist who's already practicing already. And the background education, I hope you listener at home, you are taking notes that, you know what, it's not late to start. As we always say on Monday, it's not late to start. Start from somewhere. Age is nothing. So we welcome Noluvo, welcome.
My brothers, let us welcome Miss Eunice Sekhobela, and just a little biography about her. She's an educationalist, psychologist, physiologist who practices independently at their private practice that she has co-owns with the professionals called Strubens Valley Therapy Center, and she is also a physiology lecturer in the School of Education at the Rosebank College, which is an independent institution of higher education in Pretoria. She is also an ex-teacher with 9 years experience in teaching at a high school in Tembisa, and completed her honors in educational physiology and the year 2019 at the University of Johannesburg, and her master's is
That's why we always, you know, we always bring the best.
The best. And now, currently in 2025, she's studying Safunda.
Listeners at home hope they're inspired because you know what?
She's currently in her doctoral qualification in education of physiology at the University of Johannesburg. Good morning, ma'am.
I think we have read enough, ne?
Yeah.
We have read enough. Yes. Good morning, Eunice. May you please, because we read on the paper that Eunice is not just Eunice. So may you please give us a brief of Eunice, because Eunice is not only this paper. Eunice is something else beside the paper. So who is Eunice?
All right. Thank you so much for that welcome. It's very warm. This is my first time on radio, and you are really trying so hard to make me comfortable. I feel like you're speaking about someone else as you were going through that bio. So thank you so much.
It's you.
So my name is Eunice Sekhobela. I am a qualified educational psychologist. I am currently owning a private practice with other professionals in Strubens Valley. Those other professionals, we have occupational therapists, we have speech therapists, and other educational psychologists. I'm also a full-time psychology lecturer at the School of Education at Rosebank College. I'm an ex-teacher, as you've mentioned. I was a teacher for 9 years at a township school in Tembisa. It was a high school. So yeah, man, that's all about me. Apart from also my other role, I'm a mom to this beautiful girl that I've got here in studio with me, and I'm a wife as well. So yeah, man.
Are you taking notes, Nolovo?
How?
But I think the listeners are taking notes. They are taking notes. They are taking notes. So as you know, we always read on the papers that there's different types of psychologists.
Yes.
But this educational, I think it's my first time coming across, educational psychologist.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
I know.
What
I
exactly
know.
do they do?
Yes, okay. So, what is the an educational psychologist?
Okay. So an educational psychologist is someone who studies and seeks to understand how people learn in general. They try to enhance the academic success of people. And maybe let me just also give you more clarity in terms of scenarios and examples. We look at different functioning of humans. For example, we look at the emotional aspect, the social aspect, behavioral aspect, and the cognitive aspect. The brain, obviously, very important for us psychologists. Sometimes we find teachers complaining that there's so-and-so in my class that is really presenting with behavioral issues. They stand up randomly. They talk in between sessions. They eat. They do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And when there's just little sound from the window, they just get disrupted. And the teacher wouldn't be able to even handle that behavior. So in that instance, if the teacher has implemented enough strategies and put measures in place, but the child is still presenting with the same issues, they can bring that child to us and we would seek to understand the root causes of the presenting issues. So we do a set of assessments, clinical observations, and a lot more that I can't even specify because we do a lot of things. Once we find that maybe there's something in the cognition that is making this child to behave in this way, because it's not always the case that a child is just being disrespectful.
Yeah,
we have teachers that we sometimes, some teachers often take it personal, ne? And I call them Cinderella. Their shoe always fits. So they always say, this child doesn't like me, and that's why they're behaving like this. That's not the case. There could be something in the body of this human that is making them to behave in that way. So if you come to an educational psychologist, they will be able to pinpoint what exactly is the presenting issue and then intervene accordingly. Also, thus strengthening the teacher with practices that they can put in place to help them manage this particular student that we're talking about. So yeah, that's in essence a summary of what educational psychologists do. And yeah, I think that's enough. Yes. I can speak for days.
No, you know what? because I think this is so educational. This is so educational.
So Nami, I think like in Yabona, while she's talking, goes, I do fit on those kids.
I didn't want to say anything about you. I didn't say anything about you.
But you said what?
I don't want to say anything. Yeah.
So, okay, speaking of you being a teacher for 9 years, with 9 years experience in secondary, right?
Yes.
So that was before you could pursue your higher educations, I guess.
Yes.
So have you had any students or learners that you feel like, okay, they relate to what the profession that you're doing, that you feel they need to help them?
In my lifetime, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of cases.
I know, being a teacher.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I branched into educational psychology was because in my second year when I was doing teaching practice, my first qualification is a Bachelor of Education in Further Education and Training. So when I was doing my teaching practices, I came across a lot of challenging situations and scenarios in schools. You'd find a child that doesn't know how to read and write in grade 9, which is a shocker. Okay. And because I was a novice, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
So those are some of the cases that I would often be confronted with, which made me seek clarity and, seek answers to find out how do teachers then intervene further? How can we put measures in place to assist these children? And then that's why I then did my own research. Psychologist, or rather some lecturers at UJ then advised me to take in this course because it was something that was dear to my heart. And yeah, I followed this route.
We are trouble kids, I know, but I think as much as we have people like you in the industry, you are able to find out, okay, why is a child behaving like this? Because it's not always that they are disrespectful or that there has to be something behind that.
And I'm happy for one thing, having someone like her today. It will teach listeners at home that not everything is about butagati, like buloi, hore. Hi, uloyilwe, that's our behavior. So, because when you are saying that and growing up as youngsters coming after you guys, is that you say that this one's behaving like this. But when you say that, because also like we'll start assessing. We'll start assessing. It's okay. Why do you behave like that? Also, there's a problem.
And now they have you. Whenever I misbehave, I think they are going to call you. Yeah, I see the look in her eyes.
But at least when it's during work, you don't. So you don't. So is the educational and child psychology the same thing?
First of all, let me declare on radio that I do not want to talk about other people's professions.
Okay.
Because I might misinform others. But what I can tell you is that we are not the same. That's why we are not even using the same title.
Okay.
How or where they are coming from is different from where we are coming from. However, because it's psychologists, we overlap. There are things that would be the same. For example, they would also look at children's milestones. And then they would look at them through the functioning of the emotional, behavioral, and social, as well as the cognitive aspects. But I come from the educational direction, and I look at the very same functionings, the cognitive, behavioral, and so forth. Yeah.
So when you the first one, when we asked you, it's like you make me wonder, did I have a problem growing up? Because I was quickly disrupted. When I look at the monkeys when I'm in class, I would forget that I'm in class.
Forget that you're in class.
So I think it's good as parent at home, listeners at home, if you're a parent, it's good to follow on your child's daily progress at school.
True.
But how do they, you know, because you find that the child start with it from the scratch, from grade R, and they grow with that this behavior in class.
Sure.
And they never focus. Some people, they quickly lose focus. I think in grade A, 1 and 2, I had that behavior. I would lose focus. And no, if I didn't say anything.
And how did you overcome that, if I may ask?
I think because I was not sick or something, or I didn't have issues. It was that thing where I miss home. I'm used to being with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I suffered from that.
Unfortunately, in some instances, it becomes very severe with some students.
Okay.
It becomes so severe that the student even disturbs the teacher. As the teacher is busy teaching, they would then ask them questions that are not even relevant to the content.
Kahle, it's a disorder.
It's a disorder. Yes.
Yeah, it's a disorder.
And only an educational psychologist and other professionals that are eligible and allowed to diagnose can diagnose that. And it's a serious label to say a child has ADHD. So we can't just throw it around and say you have ADHD without even assessing and finding out if really sure they do have that.
No, I didn't have a disorder. I think I loved monkeys. Now I see.
No, you had one. Being a serious. You overcome yours. Being a serious. I found
No. We'll talk about hers after this. Maybe she will be able. You will be able to tell us what is the problem.
Yeah,
and after the show, please help me.
I don't feel right. Yeah.
And can you please share with our listeners how you used to motivate yourself when you're dealing with such children? I think she has or they have a serious problem regarding that. So how do you motivate yourself in helping them?
To be quite honest, I don't even need motivation. It's one of those rare things. I think it's a personality thing. But when God chooses you, He chooses you. Hey? It's a calling. And if it's a calling, for example, if you look at from a direction that I've started as a teacher to only end up where I am now, it is truly a calling. I didn't know that one day I'm going to become an educational psychologist. My husband always says, I'm really different. I get touched very easily. I'm that person that can give away all my shoes in the cupboard and then I'll suffer after, I promise you. And so it's one of those things. How do I, what was the question? Also, you see, even me. And please don't diagnose.
Why not diagnose you? Why? Because when I'm here for you.
No.
So the question was,
how do you motivate yourself on a daily basis when you come across that? Yeah,
I think it's an inborn trait that I have, fortunately. So I do not even need the motivation. It's something that is in me.
You were born with it.
Yes.
You had it, Nolivo. You were born with it. She was born with it. Yes, you were born with it. You are born with it. And then we say that, what do we say about this? Okay, take us through a normal day of a psychologist in a private practice or school setting.
Okay.
Because you are both, you are this
Yes,
side. Yeah.
I've been in both situations, and I did my internship in a school setting.
Okay.
So you in a school setting is very hectic, hey? It's a lot, and the days are not the same. They vary from one day to the next. So in the morning, a person can come in, and when you get in, you can do your workshops with teachers, parents, to equip them or skill them with whatever that you are researching about or whatever that is presenting itself in that school at that moment. We do have body group therapy, body individual sessions, assessments to find out if ever a student needs some accommodations. Maybe they are writing slow. Any presenting issues that teachers keeps on throwing at you because they can't handle themselves, they will bring to you. That is in a school setting. However, in a private practice, I work on a schedule that is stipulated by our administrator.
Yes.
So a person will book a session with us, and then they would give me a brief background of what they need assistance with. So I would get in, for example, at 9, and if I have a client that is there for therapy, I would see them maybe for 90 minutes or 60 minutes and so forth. And then the next client will come and we assess. Assessments are usually longer, so it would be a 2-hour session, and then we see the next client, and that's it.
Okay.
So,
So you know what, as you're saying that a 2-hour session, I've been thinking, okay, so as we know that most of the people, you know, we go to therapists once in a while. Mina in a year I can go maybe 3 times because I'm hyper, I'm bubble.
Okay.
So sometimes you find that I'm not quickly to be angry. So you find that I've been angry and I didn't know that I'm angry.
Yeah.
So you see, so when I get to the educational side, okay, the normal therapist, you arrive there, you talk, then they give you tissue, you know, and then
I think a lot of people have that idea. When you talk about psychologists,
it's always
a
that.
table with
With
the
me,
toilet
to be
paper
honest,
there.
I
And
now
then you listen. After listening to my issues, then I go.
And then they say,
I normally don't like
forgive yourself.
I don't like it.
Forgive yourself. Accept yourself the way you are.
Accept yourself. You know, so
Yeah.
I normally now prefer calling because I feel like when I get there, I talk. You listen. You wipe your tears. I feel like I didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I call now. So I'm asking myself here in my head, would say, do I come to your educational practice now? You are in the practice.
Yes.
Then I sit with you and I tell you my problem, or you quickly assess my problem. I want to get there.
understand your question.
Yes.
It's different with us educational psychologists. That's why I'm mentioning assessments that can take 2 hours. If you come to me and you say, listen, I'm struggling with maybe attention in class. I'm struggling with that. I do not understand what's wrong with me. Or sometimes it's a parent that brings their child and they say, my child doesn't focus for long. And the teachers are starting to complain. What I will do is a full psychoeducational assessment. We have a lot of activities, so I take you through those activities and I'll structure them according to days because one day is not even enough. So when you get into my private practice, it's not about crying and the teachers.
Are there sweets?
Yeah, we take you
There are
through
sweets.
Are there
activities.
sweets?
Some activities
She's
are
asking
like,
about the
are there
sweets.
No, because I know that some sweets then would then increase whatever presenting issue
okay.
that you are bringing with, you know. So there's water, there's fruits. Yes, I can give such. So I would then take you through a set of assessments. These assessments would be writing activities. Some of them would be talking activities. Some of them would be puzzles. As you are busy talking or playing or doing whatever that you are doing, I'm recording, I'm observing, I'm doing a lot. Before that, there's an intake interview that I do for an hour. So it's very different from what clinical psychologists do. So an intake interview would be consisting of, if you're an individual that is coming to me at your age, the intake interview would be with you, obviously not your parents.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you give me all the information that I seek to know about you. So for an hour or an hour 2, where I do a background collection of information. Where did you grow up? Your developmental milestones. how was your mom's pregnancy with you? What were they taking during that pregnancy?
Oh, okay.
You know, all those things that are very important.
Okay.
What are some of the common disorders in your family?
Yeah.
Your paternal family, your maternal family, and so forth. So we will be in my office talking just casually like this, but I'll be recording all of that. After that, it will help me to select a set of assessments that are suitable for you, because the assessments that I'm going to use on you will be different from the next person.
Okay.
Sometimes people just come for career counseling and that's it.
I think I need to book myself in
Please.
for the puzzles.
I need lots and lots of
For the
clients.
puzzles, I think I think
And the fruits.
yeah,
I'm
for the
joining
no,
you.
not for the fruits, but for the puzzles. You know, puzzles can be mind. You know, bringing you to that. No, Luva, we are going. We are going. Yes, us.
Please, us.
We are there. We are there.
Yes.
So as we said, that today is women empowerment. What can we say to our women out there? Because as we see the background, your background is not just a background. We're not talking about. I read some, they say, your obituary, what are they going to write there? So you made your background to be richer. It's so rich, to be honest. And as you're saying that you have a degree, a bachelor. If it was possible, these people with many degrees, they were supposed to give, let's say, when Tata.
Tata Leah, no longer need this
And
one.
share with others.
Yes, that's what I always say to
Yeah.
those educated women. You can't let others suffer, man. Give them, So I want to ask Uti, what can you encourage our women? As we say that the society nowadays, if you are not educated, you don't have anything to bring to the table. I don't know which table, but if you don't have anything to bring to the table, they suffer more and everything. So what can you advise our women out there?
Okay, my advice will be a shocker. It will come from an educational psychologist, obviously. It's not everyone that is meant to go to school.
Yes.
Look at what you are passionate about. What can you do? Doesn't matter whether it's the academic route or you can utilize your skills of finances. Maybe you are an entrepreneur. You are good at talking to other people. What are you good at? Look at that. Are you business minded? And then follow that route. The bottom line is that don't sit at home and do nothing. Just look at yourself. What can I bring to that table?
Yeah, the
What
table.
am I good at?
Yes.
And then hold on to that. Follow that route.
So, okay, yeah, in terms of the appointments you normally have with your clients, which age group do you mostly get appointments from?
Okay. I don't know whether it's by the grace of God or what, or the location that our practice is at. I said our practice is at Rhodoport. It's Strubens Valley Therapy Center. The caliber of clients that we get, or the clientele that we get, they are around the ages of 0 to 10, 11, 12, 16 years. However, an educational psychologist can work with all age groups.
Oh,
For
okay.
example, I'm still studying and I'm turning 32 this year. So,
So
even
she's
I
studying
can
32.
go.
What? How did she?
You see all the qualifications,
It's very possible.
She never rested.
not just the bachelor, then from doctorate. I think that master's almost 7 years.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
we're
plus
with
or
Dr.
minus
Eunice.
8 years of
Actually, we're with Dr.
Study.
Eunice today. We are with Dr. Eunice.
almost doctor.
I think we are with Dr. Eunice. And you say now, we said it's gonna 20 minutes, but because of the topic, the education that you're bringing to us today, and as you know that media people, we are not too much into your space. So, but thank you so much for coming today and teach us this, because now I think Nolovo, she's down. She doesn't know what she have a disorder or it's something else.
And I'm happy because then I have a client in here.
Tomorrow, first thing tomorrow, I'm coming. I think I have. No, I don't think. I'm saying sure, because I always ask myself, but like, is it a disorder? But
something.
bipolar.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, but there's something wrong. So now I know the right person. I think let's just cut to we suffer because we do not know where to seek support. But when you have the right information and the right people, it's okay. I have this. I think I have this, or anginama symptoms of such situations. Then I know it's just a person to contact or a person to go to. So to our listeners, can you kindly share with it, where can they get you? Maybe on social media platforms if there's a parent seeking help for their kids, or there's someone who thinks they have symptoms.
Sure. I'm gonna give out our practice website. It's they must just Google therapy center .co.za. It will pop up. If they can't find it, they can just type Strubens Valley, and the spelling of Strubens Valley is STRUBENSVALLEY. So they can just type Strubens Valley Therapy Center, and our email address is info@therapycenter.co.za, and usually I make use of my work email address, which is megamatabo@gmail.com, and this is how it goes. It's megamatabo@gmail.com. So that's where they can find us.
Yeah, so listener at home, if you're having symptoms or you think you have symptoms or your child at home have symptoms, please make sure that you were listening. Actually, I hope you were listening so that you can quickly find solution for your problem. Because not everything is buloi, as we said. So we have Nana here. Nana, she said she wants to say hi to daddy. She said she wants to say hi to daddy.
And your friends at school.
Hi.
So you must tell them your name and surname.
Hi, my name is Pupilo Sekgobela. I'm going to say hi to my dad and my friends that play with me at school.
Man, thank you.
Yeah, so it was nice having you today. And as you can see that we're busy talking using our eyes, it's because the things that you were teaching us is something that we lacked, we didn't know. So I know even listeners at home, they didn't know much about psychologists. They thought they're going there to cry. Because now in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm going to cry and say, I fail a lot in school, you know.
That box of tissue always pops up.
Yes. So thank you so much for honoring us as VMC Planet Radio. Brunch Breeze, the breezes of Cape Town. Don't ask a lot, just breezes of Cape Town. I can know the breeze.
Yeah.
The breeze comes with.
Yeah, nice.
Yes. So thank you so much for honoring us. Thank you so much. It means a lot. And I hope listeners at home, you really learned a lot today. And as you know that if you want more information about our upcoming Dr. Eunice Sekgobela, please, you can come to our Facebook and on our WhatsApp. And if you know your child is facing something, or maybe it's a disorder, or maybe you can see that this is not normal, don't quickly say it's below. You can take your child to church. We are not saying no to church, but after taking the child to church, take the child to the professionalists who can help your child to develop themselves. So please you can send your messages. If you missed on the platforms that she was giving out, you can send your messages on WhatsApp on 071-560-0639. And please don't forget to stay tuned with VMC Planet Radio every Wednesday, because we have people or women who are here to teach us more.